Hang on. Try it. I still don't have any ignition.
Here we are. This is actually day 4, but day 3 of videos, and we're getting insanely close to firing this bad boy up. So if you guys saw the last video, we made a lot of progress. There's a couple things. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody in the comments and my buddy Daniel, who hooked me up with the motor. We were having some problems with the crank, pulley, bolt, and all that. And you guys explained to me that it doesn't work like the small block one, where it doesn't go through the pulley, it just goes into the dampener and then the pulley bolts to it. So we're going to try and see if we can figure that out today. I have a very, very short list of things to get from Jags. We are a few pieces away from the fuel system being complete. Kenny just hooked it up, got some rubber underneath the mounts for the fuel cell, so that way we can absorb a little bit of that impact and stuff and hopefully not break the dang thing. And I mean, we're stupid close. We are, I think, wire and fire away. Like, you know, get this fuel system finished up, then get the car wired. We've got to do converter bolts, trans fluid, attach shift linkage, clean out the fuel lines. I've got a nice little list of before startup, like, hey, before we go starting this thing up, let's make sure we didn't forget anything stupid and screw ourselves. I spent over an hour indexing these plugs last night and putting them in. But they are in, they're good to go. Everything's hooked up. The timing is set initially for what we need, or at least what we believe. Bill is at the store right now getting some belts, so we'll be rocking and rolling. I'm gonna get out of here, head to Jags, get these last couple pieces I need, because we need like a wire, we need a couple fittings, we need a couple little things that are gonna be holding us up. So I'm gonna go grab those, and then this way we can get back here and get on to getting this thing done. So before I head off to Jags real quick, Kenny and I were working on some stuff. We figured out that the drive shaft is too long. There's not enough movement in it. So we took that out. I think Billy's gonna take that to get shortened. And then we put these extensions on the collector. And wouldn't you know, once again, it's time for the hammer. You swinging, Kenny?
Are we gonna use another pipe he did, or?
He used a socket on an extension. And probably this one, because that one's all marred up. That looks like the one. Right, you want to go this way?
Yeah.
No. Oh, look at that. Oh, God. Oh. Why must we hit everything with a hammer? Kenton powers. The problem was where this cutout on the trans mount is, just right over here.
I did it, didn't it?
As you can see, it's hitting it, and now we're going to be able to get it nice and tight.
That's it.
That's the winner.
That's the winner.
So I'm not sure that we found a problem yet that we couldn't solve with a hammer, which is very sad, but at least it's going together. What this means is we're putting this kind of stuff on. We're planning out the battery, power wire routing, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we're getting pretty close. Kenny got this fixed up. I know a lot of you guys in the comments are talking about it. I talked to Daniel last night, and I guess what it is the big block, you don't put the bolt over the pulley and the washer, it just goes through. So we got a different bolt in there to make it a little easier on us. Bill went to the store and got belts. This is now twice that we've gotten belts for this car without measuring it, and they were all wrong. So Kenny and I measured, and I'm gonna make sure we get the right belt over there at Jags. Hopefully they got one. If not, we'll go over to A1. I don't know what the game plan is yet. I know Billy's about to roll out. I'm waiting for Bill so we can figure out getting to Jags and then go from there. And then we've got birthday celebration stuff we got to do. We're gonna go bounce on trampolines and stuff, and then eat cake and dinner and all that, and eat open presents, and then hopefully Meatball's car will run on Meatball's birthday. It's the game plan.
So what you doing?
Well, we had a slight little change of plans. So Billy went off and took the drive shaft to be shortened, and Bill said, why don't I just go ahead and run to Jags by myself so you can stay here with Kenny and you guys can knock out a bunch of this stuff. So we are putting it all back together. I mean, we're putting radiator hoses on, which means we're going to be putting water in the thing soon and all that kind of stuff. There's a few parts and pieces we need. Bill's got the list and my credit card, so hopefully there's no wild, insane
Hopefully he
purchase.
picks me up something.
Yeah.
I'll send him a text.
Yeah, go ahead and send him a text. He'll pick you up something.
Here you go.
And so when he gets back, I'll be able to finish the fuel system, but we're going to start wrapping everything else up. I think Kenny's working on a mount for mounting the MSD box and the ARC panel relay box and all that. I did get, this isn't perfect yet, but I'll show you guys. We're going to have to shorten it, but I'd rather do it long and have to shorten it than do it short and be screwed. But factory gas pedal working. So, oh, I like that, Ken. Look at that. Nice little old school diamond plate action. And if we put it up there, if we ever put a passenger seat in it, it'll still be out the way. And
I'll let you walk around.
huh?
I'll let you walk around and bump into you. Knock you down.
So then we're gonna start. We're gonna get the gauges inside, get that stuff through the firewall. We've ordered the belt. So now I think once Kenny gets that mounted up, I'll start maybe working on running some of the battery lines, the alternator line, all that stuff that's got to go to the starter, and we can start laying everything out for final wiring. We'll be. I don't see any reason, unless something catastrophic happens, but I don't see any reason why we can't at least be turning this thing over and trying to start it today. The drive shaft's not going to keep us from starting it. We can just, if we have to, we can leave the converter not connected. I don't know. We can either leave the converter not connected, or we can connect it up and put a yoke in the back, but I don't want that thing flying out and everything else. Maybe we'll just put the yoke in the back, leave it in park, that kind of stuff. But we're almost there. I got a special treat for you. Mallory was looking at old pictures. I'm not going to show them the picture.
Oh my goodness.
Throwback. Which one's worse, that one or the Airbnb one?
I don't know.
So Mallory was looking for baby pictures and came across some oldies but goodies. Unfortunately,
Thank you.
I can't show those to you guys. Hold on, let me get this camera up. But what I can show you is we're getting close, bud. We are getting close. I'm gonna have to take a little pause break so that way we can go take Meatball. Meatball, you wanna go bounce on the trampoline? Yeah. Well, we have to wait for Mr. Bill to get back. Oh, look at that. Rapping. Oh, yeah, you're going to show her?
She already knows.
Oh, yeah.
Them two were on the side because I couldn't stop laughing. And she's like, what is that?
I remember that.
I remember that. So, we are incredibly close. But first, let's go do birthday stuff. And then we will
Celebrate.
come back. And this thing is some fuel and a few wires away from firing up.
Okay, but
Right there. What?
we can't make tons of noise after midnight,
Okay.
so we're on a time crunch.
What happens after midnight?
Neighbors have babies. 2 newborn babies on each side of us.
You think babies like big blocks?
Yes. No.
I think babies love big blocks.
You can put right, maybe.
Meatball, run! It was Ella's 5th birthday, so we went over to the local trampoline park, hit her with some birthday dodgeballs, and then somehow it ended up all the kids and Mallory against me and Billy. But we had a blast out there, came home, ate some birthday cake, Meatball blew the candle out a little early, but it's okay. It's her birthday. She does what she wants. And it was back to work. Under the fuel pump, gonna be a nice big thick boy. So I want to go ahead and get that laid out. And since they only had the 50-foot spool, I know we got plenty. Maybe need a little more than that. A little more. This pro tip is brought to you by my own stupidity. If you have AN lines on the trans, make sure you leave them hooked up or hook them up outside the vehicle, because right now I'm trying to replace these trans lines and I forgot how much of a total pain in the ass it is to do when the vehicle is installed, or when the trans is installed. I got the first one started, but man, this is a nightmare. Oh, we might have gotten lucky. See, that's all we had to do was put it on camera. Forget about the last, 30, 45 minutes that I've struggled to even get these things started. Now they're on. My luck. But that's why I always leave the trans lines connected here, disconnected there when we pull out the trans, because it's much easier when the trans is outside the vehicle to get these things on. You good? OnlyFans test sequence part 1. Alright, Phil, you want to hit that battery switch?
Yep, ready?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's lit up.
It's lit up.
So this should be starter, master power, fuel pump, OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Probably master probably has to be on.
Yeah.
Nope, I did something wrong. So I read the instructions and there's troubleshooting. This little wire ribbon, it said if this thing is dimly lit, there's a chance you installed it off center. So I moved it around. So let's see. OnlyFans test 1. Oh shit, dog! That's so fucking cool.
You got a race car now.
Ah! Hold on. That's gotta be a fucking a reel or something. Real race car shit. Ready for this? OnlyFans. Actually, water pumping fans, but we are getting so close to fire up, which means that so far everything I've wired is correct, which means that I can put the exciter wire in there. We've got the fans on there. We need to run a power to the ignition box. We have to run a power to the coil. Oh, I gotta finish the fuel pump wire, but we're probably I don't know, an hour away from firing this thing up for the first time, I would think. That's so fucking awesome. Who came in? Tommy! Come look at this!
And that is the break.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, what you think, Billy?
I think it's going straight on the bumper.
It's
gonna be rowdy, that's for sure. Matt's gonna have to learn how to drive real quick.
Are you implying that he can't drive already?
Well, I mean, honestly, like, the setup he had before was quick for what it is, but this is a whole new animal. This is definitely at least a mid 5-second car.
Matt, I think Billy's saying that you can't drive.
That's not what I'm saying. I mean, if you look at the steering wheel we had before, it probably wasn't helping either. It was on crooked. It's like,
Well, I see we have a 100-piece zip tie packet, and about half of them are gone.
But it's not a structural item. That's the key.
you put a bolt in that one. Find a bolt real quick.
You nervous?
A little bit. a very lot of bit.
What do we know about this engine?
So what we know is that he traded for a car like 10 years ago, and this motor was in that car. He took it out, he put it in a Mustang, he couldn't keep it off the bumper on motor, took it out, it's been sitting on an engine stand ever since. Along with a lot of, you know, he gave me the ignition box, the coil, the water pump, the starter, a lot of the accessories and everything. All this stuff has just been sitting around for years. So we don't know a whole lot about it other than 13 to 1, 496. Put some C16 in it, and we're gonna hit the button.
You're gonna bang it through the motor for the one time?
Bang it through the motor one time. Just for the haters.
Kenny, did you do this? This distinctly looks like something Kenny did. Probably. I'm gonna frown you.
Make sure you guys are looking for leaks and everything.
See, what happens is when you wad all my wires up like that, I end up having to untangle it all. I've bitched at Billy for 20 years. I think I finally got him broke of it. Clear down there. Turn the ignition on. All right, roll it over a little bit. All right. I don't have any ignition. At least it doesn't look like it. Roll it over with ignition on. Ignition on.
Yeah.
Roll it. Don't have any ignition. What did you have wrong?
Just a wire. There was a connection that I was unsure about. As soon as you said you had no power, I knew it was that.
All right. Is it fixed correctly now?
It's good now, yeah.
Don't have the key on or the ignition on yet, right?
I do, it is on.
All right, turn it on and roll the engine over a little. Slow. Hang on. Try it. I still don't have any ignition.
Is that light on?
It'll probably only flash when you roll the engine over.
Here, see if it flashes. Yeah, it flashes. It's flashing. Should we put like a voltmeter on those terminals there and see if...
Roll it over again. Let me check it. But it should zap like crazy right there, that valve cover.
They're putting that battery. Ignition box on, rolling over.
I got it now.
There's enough juice.
Didn't have enough battery.
Gotcha.
Let it charge for a minute before we try and start this thing, before we fight that.
Alright.
Do you have the volt gauge hooked up in the car?
Not yet.
About to arrive.
Allegedly.
Getting all nervous.
This is stressful.
All right, Matt, go ahead and crank it and see if it does anything.
Alright. Fuel pump on or?
Off.
Right.
Hang on. Oh, go ahead. Hang on. Go ahead. Pumping a little bit. Oh, what the hell was that?
That was the pedal braking. I'll have to fix that. You're gonna have to pump.
All right, go ahead. Pump on. Fuel pump on. What in the fuck is that? All right, go ahead.
How
That's
about that?
insane.
I didn't hear any exhaust leaks either. I was
ready.
worried about this side.
I was ready for some exhaust leaks.
That ain't
No,
no LS.
that ain't no. That is something.
Matt's got rat fever.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Real good.
It sounds very healthy. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
crisp and
Hey, you have a race
Thank
car,
you.
Matt.
I have a real race car.
A real freaking race car with
Yeah.
real wiring.
He's got a real.
It's got a fucking
real
pro
fucking
model.
Oh my gosh.
Everything, and we did everything. All the lines are right.
You know everything about this car from one end to the back. You know every freaking wire, every hose. You know everything yourself.
Yep.
Intricately
Didn't rush it.
detailed.
Nope. I'm really glad we didn't rush it. It sucks that race got canceled, or rescheduled, but that really allowed us,
More time.
time to do this without being in such a rush. And now,
Still got it done in what, 5 days?
yeah. Thank you guys, everyone. This was everyone's help. I mean,
Hey, guess what?
what?
We don't need an email to tune it.
No.
We're not waiting on anybody to send you a download or a USB cable or my laptop's broke or my battery's dead.
We can still use a laptop though,
But
for advanced stuff. But yeah.
It's the 7531T. It's traction control.
it's right freaking now, that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's still got the nitrous. Bang it through the
All
motor.
right. Yeah, bang it through the motor one time. Them 15-pound bottles ain't sitting there for no reason.
My carburetor's good.
Is it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't see
I
any
can tell
leaks.
it's been sitting. It's got a little gummy gum in it, but it'll be all right. It'll clean out.
Yeah, we'll run it out. No, I mean it.
Doesn't smoke. There's not an excessive amount of blow by.
No, I was listening. I didn't hear any valve train noise.
No,
like
the valve train
motors.
sounds perfect.
Yeah,
You said you broke your gas pedal?
I did. So when I hit it, there's a plastic clip that holds a factory Nova throttle in,
Yeah.
and I reused that plastic clip because this kit didn't come with one. And as soon as I hit it, I felt it pull through. So I'll have to fix that. But
Does it have transmission fluid in it?
it does. So
Where's the dipstick at? All right here.
It's got a gallon in it.
Is that all?
It'll probably need more, but
Sounds good.
oh yeah.
Clean. It revs up good.
Wow. It's just like when you're in the seat, everything is shaking. Like there's like you fucking look on the floor, like there's little thing, but just you can feel it in your
Yeah, this
ass.
ain't no
Yeah.
700 RPM blah 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 LS motor.
Yeah, no, this thing is like rowdy. Like I'm gonna have to go through and double check all the bolts because they will vibrate loose. Like this is insane.
That sounds really good.
496.
It
It'll-
looks really nice too.
Oh yeah. Well, Kenny did a bang up job, like a lot of this stuff, cleaning up. And then I tried when I made all the. You know,
I'm really glad we
hoses.
didn't throw it in there with all the rusty frame rails and everything.
Oh yeah. And just cleaning up everything. Like,
Kenny freaking Powers.
Kenny Powers for president.
It says so right there.
It says so right there. And then all in the YouTube comments.
We had a lot of options.
Is the drive shaft in it?
Drive shaft's in. Yep. We waited for the drive shaft to get back so we could not have to throw a yoke in there and a leak and all that. So,
Excellent.
So basically, we're a gas pedal away from doing rolling shots. A gas pedal away and some good weather.
yeah.
Still need to figure out what we need to do about the hood.
Yeah, we still gotta figure out a hood deal.
Put your bubble hood on it.
What? The bubble
Billy's
hood.
bubble hood.
But I think we're gonna need. They have like a 2-inch in stock at Jags, but I think it's gonna need to be a 4 at least. So
It would look better with a 4
2-inch
anyways.
fiberglass or steel?
steel. And if we're gonna cut a hole in it, it might as well be in the factory hit. If I put a cowl, I might as well cover it and not do a hole through it and everything else. So
I think a plexiglass scoop through the stock hood would be sweet.
It's gonna need a 4.
Yeah. I don't know, because we set that other hood on here the other day, and I really like the way that thing looked. Like,
Yeah.
it did look good with the hood on it like that. Puppy love.
Scrappy's happy.
Huh?
Oil pressure's good.
Yeah, it was up at
Chevy
above
likes
80.
big blocks.
Big block oil pumps don't play. That's what we run.
Yeah,
Small
right. That
blocks.
thing had over 80 psi oil pressure.
I love you. Oh, is it good?
Allegedly, I've done the valve or the plugs correctly.
I
So
love
that's
you
good
too.
news.
I love you too.
That was pretty easy.
She likes you now.
Yeah.
Plus we got some voltage
Some juice to it. Yeah.
See now, if I wouldn't have, that's the first thing I did was I checked to see if it's got ignition. Because if it don't have ignition, I don't want you out here pumping the gas pedal,
Right, and
filling it
flooding.
full of fuel. So once I knew that it had spark, then we were good.
It'll work. I guess fuel pressure was good. We don't even need to mess with it.
Seemed to be.
Yeah,
The
I
float
mean-
levels look good in the carburetor. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any problems.
Yeah. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Can we go to the track Sunday?
I don't see why not. I mean, as long as there's no rain. Yeah,
Well, this thing
why
is.
not, right?
This is just straight. What's the timing set at?
I don't know. I couldn't find 0. I just set it by ear to where it would sit there and run properly. It still doesn't have as much timing in it probably as it needs. Hop in there, fire it back up, and see if it cranks hard. If it cranks hard, I'll know it's got way too much timing in it.
Yeah, it's not even up to temp yet. It's 160.
160 is about all it needs to get to.
Okay. So that's good enough that we
Yeah.
can tighten everything down again and go through everything. And
Yep. The valve train sounds perfect.
it does. I thought those valves were really loose, but I guess that's it. That's spot on.
No, 20, 25 thousandths is about where I would imagine they would be. But
Is that valve cover gasket leaking on the side?
I don't think so. I haven't seen anything leaking.
I haven't seen any
I
leaks.
can't believe that header's not fucking.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
You can barely get the bolts in there, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just say that. Like, I wasn't sure.
That thing sounds really
You could barely
good.
get a gasket in there.
Here, let's get that rhythm. That sounds really
I've
good.
never heard an engine like that, like just like what you were just doing, where I don't even know how to explain it, but you can
sounds
just
like
hear
it's
it.
sped up. I guess
It sounds like a helicopter.
Like you need to, like we
It
need
sounds
to,
like it like all synchronizes. It's like
idle
I don't
down or
know.
something. Like, because it sounds like it's
That's a big Block Chevrolet, son.
yeah, it's healthy and ready to run.
Has that thing been aligned?
No, I'm gonna take it to Lucor. Because especially now that we did the subframe bushings and all that.
Because I can see this tire's leaned in at the top and this one's straight up and down.
Yeah. Actually, it has been aligned, believe it or not. But it was like at a local place. Like I need to take it to Lucor where they actually know what they're doing. So after a week of craziness, we had all kinds of hiccups, hang-ups, everything else. It runs.
it runs damn good.
It runs damn good. There's still a lot of work to be done. I still gotta, wire some gauges. We gotta clean everything out. I gotta put the seat belts in. There's a few things that would have to happen before we would be able to take it, down the track or anything. If it wasn't raining and wet outside, I would take it around the block, but we're on slicks and it's raining. It's not even worth it. So I'll get everything else finished up, buttoned up. We'll probably go through. I think this valve cover gasket is leaking a little bit, which if that's it, I bought new valve cover gaskets.
Hold on. An asshole.
I'm gonna go fly the drone. Let the dogs bark at it while you're trying to talk. But
So is it what you expected, or is it more than you expected?
I didn't expect that sound, and it is way more like, like the Dodger was loud inside the truck and I couldn't hear anything, but it was just like loud for no reason. Like this is loud, and everything in there is shaking. It's insane. So
What you think about that carburetor life?
Daniel, thank you again. This is awesome. The carburetor life, I'm telling you, even when we had the carb on the LS, everything, it sounds different. It produces a much better, crisper sound than fuel injection would. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe even if you still did like the same intake setup and just a throttle body, I don't know that it would. But you can tell the difference. And this thing sounds like it's ready.
There's no delay. When you blip the throttle on a carburetor, it's right now. When you blip the throttle on a fuel injection, there's a little delay. There's always a little hiccup and a little delay in it.
Right.
There is no delay in a carburetor. It's right.
And I'm glad we didn't have to touch it, like a little adjustment. And, I'm sure maybe we'll get into it and start figuring out when I race it and whatever, maybe it'll still need a little adjustment, but
Dude, and like it's so healthy. Like when you went to start it the second time, it like rolled over once and then it's just
yeah,
boom.
fired right up. Like, that was crazy.
All I did was just barely adjust the idle mixture screws and the idle speed setting.
Yeah.
Just went around it just real quick. And I could tell that initially probably had a little gum in the carburetor and the idle mixture screws weren't quite doing what I thought they should.
Right.
But I cranked them out, let a little fuel come through it, let it idle a little rich, and after about 3 or 4 minutes,
Everything cleaned up.
yeah.
And that's the other thing, like on C16 too, which I've always heard is a little bit harder to ignite. Takes- Yeah, yeah. So, fired right up. I'm gonna have a lot more work to do. I don't know if we will. I would prefer to drive it here with everybody here because number one, I'd really like Bill to be there, you know, and a lot of folks here have common sense. Hey, dummy, don't forget this. Don't be, you know what I mean? It just is what it is because I'm so excited.
You need some babysitting.
Right, I need some babysitting. Don't be stupid, you know. But maybe we'll get that done. But for now, we'll get out of here. I'll get this video up because everybody's been waiting all week. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. My phone every 3 seconds. Did you start it yet? Did you start it yet? Did you start it yet? I got you. We'll do the video right now.
You should go. Oh, you don't want to go live and start it.
Yeah, because we've built it up the whole week long in the videos.
They have to watch the video.
They gotta watch the video.
Now do you get why I said on Facebook Matt's about to get rhythm?
Oh yeah.
That big block Chevrolet sounds a little different.
Despite his silly dancing, he does have rhythm.
Oh.
He really does. I've seen his dance moves. He can dance.
Maybe we ought to crank up the stereo, Matt.
Okay, now
Can
you're
you
not
guys
helping.
assemble this
Like,
without
You're not helping.
without your Mob Deep going?
For the most part.
Yeah. It was just a lot of work. A lot of work.
You're up till 1 or 2 a few nights this week.
Yeah.
It's just nice here because you got Jags 35 minutes away, and a lot of people, like I've seen in some of my videos, like anytime we go to Jags, I'll do a little B-roll inside the store, put the music. And the reason I do that is not because Jags sponsors us. Jags does not sponsor us. They don't sponsor us. The reason I do that, Matt?
It's because the retail stores in general are a dying breed, and sometimes what you need to do is show love to people just because you're happy for what you have. And I know this week I'm happy that we were able to make 3 trips to Jegs this week, get what we needed, and come right back to work. Had I done this at home and forgotten the 2 fittings that I forgot, well, I own a fitting company, that's a different story, but still, it'd have been another few days of delay. This whole 5 days that we did would have taken 3 weeks or more. And sometimes you just gotta show appreciation for that. Like, it's nice to be able to have that, to walk in and they have all the parts right there. And that's not something you can get across the country anymore. And, you know.
And not only that, but not only do you have just the fact that the store is there, but you got Uncle Terry.
Oh, yeah.
You got Miss Kimmy. You got Uncle Craig, right? All the really good sales guys at Jags that helped you out every time you come in. Like, there's been times where I'll post a video that we need certain things,
Right.
and the next morning I call Mark at A1 and he's already got the stuff on the way because he watched the video, or Uncle Terry watches the videos and he's already got parts on the way. Like, they watch the videos and they know the next day what I'm going to need, and by the time I call them when the store opens, oh yeah, it'll be here at noon, or oh yeah, it'll be here tomorrow, or yep, it's already here. Like, without those people at Jags and A1 and little parts stores like that, that's why this was able to happen in 5 days.
Yeah.
Because if you were still in Delaware, it would have been a nightmare trying to do all this by yourself. And
I think the best way to describe it is everybody's had that struggle where they walk into the parts store and I need the 3/8 fuel hose. Oh, for what vehicle? You know, people only know how to look up stuff on a computer. I walked in with a list and said, hey, Uncle Terry, I need a water, an alternator, a crank pulley, and everything. And he already knew what it was, how it went together, which ones match which, so we didn't have an offset belt length. And, and Craig knocked that out of the park. Like, that's the difference. Those guys really know their stuff to where you can walk in and just be like, I need a big block, alternator. And boom, 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 boom. That's what we got in stock right now. We put it together with this. It'll work with this store. Everything will work together, and that makes a huge difference because you can't beat that experience. That's not something you get in an old parts store.
for example, why I called Mark at A1. I said, hey, I need a big block Nova radiator. I need big block Nova radiator hoses. And that stuff was here 2 weeks before Matt got here. The headers, Terry got the headers in stock at Jags like a month before you got here. Like, we had started to plan this,
Yeah.
and I started to mentally think about, okay, what all is Matt gonna need? So we started getting parts delivered here, like the nitrous stuff.
Right.
got delivered to the front porch one day while I was mowing the grass, and like the stuff's been coming and coming and coming, and Matt almost didn't make it, but
Yeah.
the parts got here, but Matt he had a little struggle.
All right,
All
all
those
right.
struggles are worth it.
Close the video out.
Next time you guys see it, we're gonna drive it. That's where I want to end. We'll be driving this.
I say we go down to test spot and do a wheelie.
I'm with it. We gotta put new tires on, but I do got new tires.
Did you get your shocks to fit?
No.
Not yet. We got to work on that.
Where's the on there?
Huh? And damn shocks.
Your kids got me with the silly string.
No, I got you.
There's silly string?
They're silly string.
Oh Lord. All right, back to work. We gotta drive this thing.
All right.
If you've made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. It really means a lot to me that I have the support of all you guys watching these videos, and it's really a huge motivator for me to keep going. It's been awesome to spend the week over here at SRC Garage building this thing. Although we still got a little bit more work, probably another video or two, who knows. I think it's important to take some time to say thank you. I want to thank absolutely each and everyone that helped make this thing possible. First and foremost, Daniel. Daniel gave me this motor because he wanted to see it breathe life in something else. And I'll tell you what, it is breathing life like no other. It's shaking this whole damn car to pieces, and I love every minute of it. I want to thank the family, Vicky, for us helping every day, even offering to watch the kids and take them out places so that way they could spend some time together, but give us more time to work on the car. Tommy and Allison always helping out, filming, doing everything they can to make sure we're ready. Billy welding up stuff, helped me put the car together, running me back and forth to Jags, and obviously the old man. He's a tough old man, but it's good. Sometimes you need somebody like that to make sure you're keeping your head on straight. And Bill has helped me tremendously. Between everything he's done this week, getting parts sent ahead of time, helping me out, running me to Jags, helping me tune it up, everything, and I can't say enough about how much the Hoskinson family and SRC family means to me. I really appreciate you guys. And Kenny Powers, kicking ass all week long, doing work while we were running around picking up parts just to get us a little bit closer to the finish line every time. Kenny is the man. Kenny Powers for president. I also want to thank my family. I brought my 2 daughters out here. They lived in an RV. They remained incredibly patient throughout this whole process. And of course my wife. Well, she's not really my wife. She's my fiance. We ain't get married yet. That's a whole other story. I put a ring on it though. Mallory, I love you to death. And thank you for believing in me and doing everything in the background so that way we can keep this thing running and moving forward. I can't wait to start racing this. You guys are incredible. I am beside myself and so incredibly happy. It's nuts. I'm sure there's people I forgot to thank, but if you had any part in this, just know that I appreciate you, and it means a lot to me that we were able to get this done this week, and I'll be going home with a running, driving car. Well, we gotta take it to the track first. We'll see what happens there.